So anyway, you're new to a prison yard, and you walk through the yard. Usually, you have just a paper suit on, like a paper red suit or a paper blue suit, because you just came from being transferred from a different institution. So you're walking through, you're naked underneath that. Pretty much, you have a t-shirt and some boxers on, and some socks. A lot of times, uh, when you get transferred, you can't even have shoes on. So you may even be in sandals walking across the yard. Hopefully you're not. Hopefully you got something on. So anyway, you're walking and you're going through the yard. You see the different groups, the different fractions, and everybody's looking at you. Everybody's looking because they want to know one question or two questions. Who is that and where is he from? And they asking their homies, they whispering, who is that? You got people banging on you. They probably tossing up their gangs and tossing up their set. I mean, you may bang back on them. You may see your homies and immediately say, oh, what's up? We'll do where you came from. All right, I'm going to holler at you. I'm going to holler at you. And you know what I'm saying? Everybody yelling like that. But sometimes you go somewhere and you walk through that yard and nobody knows you and you don't know nobody. You around sharks who are unfamiliar with you, unfamiliar with your reputation. And so the past, pretty much anything you think you've done that you got some type of stripes for, pretty much don't matter, because they're going to assess you themselves and they're going to see who you are for themselves. So you'll walk across the yard. Then you'll go to your housing. You see where you're going to be sleeping, what building you're going to be in, what bed you're going to be in. And then once you figure that out, what building you in, the police is assessing you too. They looking at you, looking at your tattoos, trying to figure out what gang you from, because they want to know either where to put you. They want to know where to put you for your safety, or they want to know where to put you because they want to put you with your enemies, depending on if they've been notified of who you are and that you're coming. So they're looking to see where they're going to house you. Generally, what I've noticed is people that go to prison, they tell the police where they're from. If they're blood, they say, oh, I'm a blood, we'll do a whoop. And then, if they're a Crip, oh, I'm from where this and this and that. But I was always laced up, you know what I'm saying? That was a no-go. We don't tell them none of that type of stuff, That's how I was laced. We was laced, you know what I'm saying? And so, but people in the prison system, they'll tell the police where they're from so that they can be housed in a safer environment. I disagree with that. I think, if you're banging, you should go where you're going. Land where you land, and you should let your nuts hang wherever you're at. Hey, but that's me. That's my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's how I was laced. But they don't do it. They ain't doing it like that no more. People are trying to be around their homies and all that type of stuff. But anyway, so they're gonna see where you're gonna be housed. Most of the time, if they know where you're from, you're gangbanging, you're going with somewhere that's safe for you to be housed. Prison, generally, they house you with your own organization or something. Meaning that I've never seen, close to never, I've never seen a Crip and a Blood cell up in a cell, although I'm sure it has happened. I've never seen a black and a white or a black and a Mexican cell up, ever. They never was in the same cell together. However, in the 50-50 yards on the bunks, I have seen them be this bunkies. They have been, you'll see a black and a white, because that's one of the tests and challenges they'll put you through. They'll put you on a bunk with a white boy. They'll put you on a bunk with a Mexican to see if you're going to adapt to this environment, because it's uncomfortable. It's something new that you're not used to. So they're going to put a peckerwood on your bed. And chances are, you're not going to like it. He's not going to like it. Or but whoever, says, I ain't doing this, because I've seen them. I seen them white boys refuse to bunk up with a black. They say, I ain't doing this. That's basically saying, like, I can't adapt to this environment. I'm not ready to coexist amongst people of different type of groups, different type of races, and I'm still holding on to these old beliefs. And this is how the administration views it in their eyes. And in some degree, there's some truth to that. I don't care if you're in prison or not. Wherever you're at, you got it in life, out here in society. You coexist with people who you don't agree with. You have to coexist with people you don't like. You have to coexist with people that you actually are enemies of. And so in prison, it's no different. But people don't see like that. The general opinion is people stick to their own group. But it's a new type of thinking that's going on, and people will be penalized for holding on to them old beliefs. But so you walk into your housing and see where you're going. I want to tell the story about Susanville. It's a 50-50 yard, and so which means, for those that don't know, say it again. It means it's no designated status. You had people who were previously considered PCs, protective custody. You got people who were considered GP, mainline, regular. But they put them all together because they saying you guys are all prisoners. Y'all gonna all live together. You're gonna get along, and if you can't, then we're gonna go ahead and document that and put you somewhere that's undesirable, or maybe desirable. It just depends on you. But so at Susanville, it's all dormitory livings. The level 2s was dorms, 60-man dorms. No, or was it 30? Maybe 30-man dorms. But anyway, you walk into your dorm, and the police will assign you a bunk. They give you a card, and you'll walk in, and you'll go in there. Ain't no police inside this dorm. Every dorm is just a dorm. The police are outside in the tower. So if anything happens inside this dorm, emergency, they expect you to put a white t-shirt outside the window or a white flag and wave it. And then hopefully they'll see it. When they see it, then hopefully they'll come over there and see what's going on. Now, that's a dangerous situation. I said hopefully, because if they see a white flag, they see a white flag, they'll put the yard down. Everybody got to sit down, and they'll come over there. How do they get there? They'll run, or they'll light jog. Chances are they're going to walk. Even though they're supposed to run, they never know what type of emergency is going on in here. I'll repeat this. You have 30 prisoners, inmates, inside of a dorm, unsupervised, and they're all different class statuses. They're all different type of, you got, like I say, they was previously PCs and they was previously GPs. You got people who was active gang members, people who consider themselves dropouts, living in a dorm, unsupervised, by no police, put you in there together. Whatever goes on in there, I don't care. I don't want to know about it. If y'all kill each other, wave the white flag and we'll come pick up the body. And this is how they living in Susanville. So if you go in there, it's already a dangerous situation. First, you come in there and you don't know who's all in there. You got to find out. So coming into an unknown environment, all you have is information that you received from word of mouth about what to expect. You go in there, you know that there's S&Y gangs. S&Y means special needs or sensitive needs, or that's what it means. So you know that there's gang members here who are looking to attack anybody who thinks that they are still mainline, GP. Anybody who disagrees with their beliefs, anybody who wants to look down or frown upon them. You have these gang members who, and so what I noticed is you got those in there. But most of these dorms, you got so many plants in there. What I mean, you got people in there. Most of the people in there, in every dorm, they got people in there who is working with the police. You know, they report to the police to tell them what's going on in the dorm. So the police that are not actually there, but they are there because they have some informants in there. Most of the people in there. So you walk into a trap. You walk into a place full of informants who will try to entrap you, ask you weird questions, who will basically test and probe you with questions to see who you are, what you're interested in, and what's your plan while you're here. The person who approaches you, usually that's that informant. He'll approach himself. He'll approach you as though he's running this dorm, as though he's hardcore, and all that is really bullshit, because he probably just feel that superior because he has a relationship with the police, and he feels like he's somebody, and everybody allows him to because he has some type of influence. So you go there, you're trying to see where's your dorm. You're trying to see where's your bed. In Susanville, they assign you a bed. But once you go inside the dorm, you'll realize that once that door shut, ain't no assigned beds. So you'll go in there and be like, hey, I'm on bunk 13. You'll go to bunk 13 and you'll see, you go to bunk 13, it's a lower bunk. You'll be like, hey, I'm on bunk 13. They'll say something like, hey, we'll just grab an open bunk because we got our own thing in here. We don't listen to what the police doing. Just go ahead and grab a bunk. So, and you'll be like, my first time when I experienced this, I'm like, hold up, that's my bed though. You know what I'm saying? I'm assigned to a lower bunk. Now, I'm not going to go around here and pick a different bunk where I got to be on the top bunk when the bed that I'm assigned for medical reasons is a lower bunk. Usually in that case, they'll give you the bunk if it's lower, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes you can get in them dorms where you got idiots and they just like, man, well, this is what we doing in here, man. This is what we doing. You don't like it, just go tell them you don't want to be here or something, right? So this is what you're dealing with. You go somewhere, automatically you knew, and automatically somebody is already telling you that what's being assigned to you, it don't belong to you. This your bed. I'm telling you, this is my bed. I've been sleeping here. Go pick another bed. All the other beds are beds that nobody else wanted, right? So you're put in a situation to just go with the flow. Okay, let me just go pick another bed. Or you're put in a situation to press your line for your bed. You know what I'm saying? And you're new here, press your line for your bunk and be like, I don't care, this is my bunk, I want my bunk. Or in this type of environment, people they go and they tell the police. They say, I think you guys assigned me to the wrong bunk. The police will say, no, we assigned you to bunk 13. And then they'll say something like, well, there's somebody on bunk 13. Yeah. So they're dry snitch, right? The police will come in there and they'll say, everybody on your assigned rack. And they'll say, and then, they'll see that. Now you just came into this place and caused chaos. Or did you cause it or did they cause it? You just wanted to be in compliance and get on your bunk. They refused to give you your bunk. You didn't want to get in trouble for not being on the wrong bunk because they come through and say, get on your assigned bunk. If you're not on your assigned bunk, meaning they say, what's your last name? Brown, you're not assigned to this bunk. You're assigned on, why aren't you on this bunk? Why are you on the wrong bunk? Okay, I'm gonna write you up. That write-up possibly can give you loss of canteen or 30 days. But so it's expected amongst the inmates to just sacrifice that. Go with the flow. Just who cares? We running what we want to run. So they expect you just to go with the flow. Just because you don't give a fuck about 30 days, or just because you don't give a fuck about canteen, doesn't mean I have to go along with it, right? You have to know how to deal with these situations. These are real life situations people deal with in prison. And if you don't know how to deal with them, they get you in trouble. This day, there was a white boy. He comes in. He's going through this situation. Somebody's on his bunk. He's a lower bunk. He wants his bunk. They're not giving it to him. So when the yard opens, he goes and tells the police he wants to be housed somewhere else because somebody is on his bunk in there. The police come back to the dorm. They do a bed sweep, like search and see what they want. Everybody on their assigned rack. Everybody who's not on their assigned rack, who's like being placed somewhere else, they write them up. They wrestle through their stuff. They destroy all of their stuff. They cause chaos. They mess up the dorm. The blacks, there's some blacks who's mad because there was some blacks on his bed. It was some blacks on his bed. It was some blacks who got their stuff ruffled. And this is a 50-50 yard, and they ain't feeling that. They ain't feeling it, and the word is going around that dude went in there and snitched on him. This dude just went over there and snitched on us. You know what I'm saying? Snitched that we was on the wrong bunk. The police come in here writing us all up, throwing our shit around, tossing my shit out my locker. Somebody need to get on this dude. But in this type of situation, like I say, it's a 50-50 yard. The politics is weak, and so you can't see who is who belongs to what group, because it's kind of unclear sometimes, because just because they white don't mean they all rolling together, because some may consider themselves dropouts, some may consider themselves good. It's just all chaos. Same thing with all the different cars. So what you'll see the lines are blurred. There's no boundaries, no set boundaries. And this day there was no set boundaries. So the brothers, they're mad about it. So at chow time, you know what I'm saying, walking back from chow, walking up the stairs, the three of the black brothers, they just blitz him. Upstairs blitz him, gets to beating on him. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam, boom, bam. In the corner, beating up on a white boy. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. And so I'm downstairs, but I hear the ruckus. You know, I hear all you hear, and you stop. Whenever a fight or something's going on in the yard, like in the cuts, the police don't see it, but everybody else sees it. You notice something's going on in the air because you notice everybody is paused. And everybody's paused and they're looking in a direction. And some's trying to play it off like they ain't looking, but everybody's paused. You can tell because all you have to do is look and see where everybody's looking. Where everybody's looking, that's where the violence is going on. So I looked over there and sure enough, they blitzing them. Boom, bam, boom, bam, boom. I'm thinking it's a riot kicking off, you know, because of the noise and because I see different races. I see I see blacks, and then the person I see that's getting beat up is a white boy. And the people I see around is blacks and whites, so I'm thinking it's about to boot off. It never booted off though. Never booted off. Let me see. Did the police? Oh, the police never came. The police never came. They beat him up, beat him down, and walked away. And that was the first time. I don't know if that was the first, but that was one of the times I seen violence between the different races, right? And that was one of the times when I noticed there was no response. I'm like, damn, this how they getting down here in Susanville? So it was kind of like the Wild Wild West. It was kind of like every man for himself, or you better roll with somebody, whoever's got the strongest gang, because just because you was white, that don't mean everything was all right. You know, you was gonna get your ass whooped over there in that corner, and if your homies felt some type of way, they could respond. I seen that happen between different races. Where it was just 1-on-1, 3-on-1, 2-on-1, whatever it was, but it never escalated into a full-blown riot. This is what's going on those 50-50 yards. You know, this is what's going on. Certain people will fall victim. So what happened in that situation? A lot happened. That dude went and said something to the police, right? And in prison, that was just out of line, out of pocket. It was not tolerable. No matter what level, and no matter what type of yard you was on, it was frowned upon. Whether he snitched or whether he didn't snitch, he wanted his bunk, right? In prison, man, none of that shit belonged to you. None of that belonged to you. But sometimes, I mean, it's easier to just get that through your mind. So that way you don't feel having entitlement issues, and you'll start having problems. Because you'll feel like somebody's taking something from you. He could have just got a different bunk. And if he wanted his bunk so bad, like he did, there's no way to get in that type of situation because there's no respect. There's no rationality. There's no rational approach to it. You know, you're dealing with fools. You're dealing with hyenas. You're dealing with vultures. You're dealing with, and that's what happens. That's what I realized that day. Like, in the world, you may handle that a different way, and maybe somewhere else he did the only right thing. But in prison, you know, what he did was frowned upon. What the blacks did to respond to that was what happens when they feel you snitching. You know what I'm saying? This dude snitching. This dude told on us. And what happened, the end result, how they let it ride, you know, there was no riot, there was nothing like that, was just a clear picture of what takes place on those 50-50 yards. You know what I'm saying? And so, if it was somewhere else, he would have got his bed. If it was his assigned bunk, somewhere else, meaning like a different yard, like a regular yard, a GP yard, he would have had his people, the whites, the white boys. It would have been mutual respect between the groups. But in that type of environment, the 50-50 yard, it's like, only respect, you're gonna get your respect if you know how to fight. If you don't know how to fight, we ain't gonna respect you. If you don't, you know what I'm saying, you can't, I'll whoop your ass. That's the bottom line. I'll do what I want to you till you tell me I can't. That's kind of like the mentality. So I tell that story just to paint a clear picture of when you're approaching these different obstacles. And what you do can determine what happens to you and the others around you. Hey, I'm King Monye. If you like what you hear, go ahead and leave me a thumbs up. Go ahead and drop me a comment, ask a question. Will return an answer. If you're not part of the Monye tribe, go ahead and hit subscribe and become part of the Monye tribe. I'm King Monye. I believe I will succeed, and so therefore I do. And I was sent to inspire people just like you. Hey, y'all be safe and stay blessed.